From an inappropriate touch to a referee wiping off sweat, these are the craziest moments with female referees. And first, the time a player almost committed the worst crime ever. During a match between Nautico and Retro FC, the referee was summoned by VAR after Jean Carlos elbowed his opponent. After a lengthy VAR check, the referee came back to the pitch, pulled out a red card, and all hell broke loose.
Fez o sinal, completou a revisão. E cartão vermelho, tá expulso e ainda vai peitar a Débora Cecília. Que é isso? Calma, Jean Carlos. Calma, Jean Carlos. Perdeu completamente o senso. Calma, Jean Carlos.
If he could behave like this in front of thousands, I wonder what he does to his girlfriend at home. But while this referee was threatened, the lady at number 24 pranked a footballer. During a friendly match in the Ecuadorian League, female referee Fernanda Colombo rushed to book a player. But instead of bringing out a yellow card, she brought out a handkerchief and dabbed her forehead. Yeah, I don't blame the player for blushing that hard. While this was all fun and games, the player at number 23 did the unthinkable. In the 55th minute of the match between Hertha Berlin and Aachen, Niemeyer stretched his hands toward referee Bibiana Steinhaus and touched her inappropriately.
Rückwärtslaufen auf Tuchfühlung mit Schiedsrichterin Bibiana Steinhaus. Die wundert sich kurz, nimmt die Kontaktaufnahme, aber mit Humor.
Was this deliberate or an honest mistake? Either way, the referee's reaction was all class. She shrugged it off and continued her job. And since we're talking about the German league, we have to see the time Ribery messed with the referee's shoe. While preparing to take a free kick, Franck Ribery decided to prank the referee by untying her shoelaces. This drew a reaction from her, but when Ribery scored the resulting free kick, they decided to chat about the incident. By the way, this was the same referee as number 23. Bibiana Steinhaus is such a chill woman. But at number 21, a referee booked a player for being too handsome.
What the hell?
This happened in a friendly match between Brazilian legends and Israeli legends. Kaka received the ball on the half turn, but as soon as he advanced with the ball, the referee rushed towards him and gave him a yellow card. For what, he probably thought. He looked perplexed. But when the referee brought out a phone for a selfie, that's when he knew what his crime was. However, as lovely as this moment was, it still couldn't break into our top 20. How could it, when we've got a referee fainting and a proposal to come? But before we get to those, the Bundesliga has served up another banger at number 20.
There's no point complaining, Felix Kraus. That's just the way it goes.
In a match between Union Berlin and Greuther Fürth, the referee mistakenly set up an assist for the Fürth goal.
For their equaliser, 10 minutes to go. Fürstner tries to clear, it's come off of Bibiana Steinhaus. Turzen, and it's in! My word!
Under normal circumstances, the referee should have called the play back after interfering. But for whatever reason, she allowed the goal to stand. I don't know how I would have reacted if I were a Union fan, because losing a match due to a referee's assist is simply unacceptable. And speaking of inappropriate behavior, the player at number 19 took things a little too personally. During a third division match in Colombia, Javier Bolivar and the referee, Vanessa Caballos, got into a confrontation after she gave him a red card. In the heat of the argument, Bolivar slapped the referee. This pissed her off badly, so she tried to kick at Bolivar. However, she was restrained and calmed by other officials. Bolivar's actions drew widespread criticism, and eventually, his club terminated his contract. Bolivar himself came out to apologize, calling his actions disrespectful and inappropriate. The case sparked further discussion on the protection of female referees in men's football. But the player at number 18 saw this and decided to repair the relationship between players and referees. After being flagged for offside in a friendly match, Brazilian legend Denilson went to the linesman and gave her a warm hug. From the way Unk was moving, you could tell he was a player back in the day. However, this wasn't the only time he got involved with a female referee. While playing in another friendly match, Denilson tried to riz a linesman after she flagged him for offside. But while the lady at number 18 played along, this linesman was in no mood for games. The officiating referee, who was a woman herself, didn't like what he did. She gave him a stern warning and told him such behavior would not be tolerated. Damn! Is she mad because he wasn't flirting with her? Never mind. At number 16, a referee got overwhelmed by the crowd. After reviewing a goal in the Women's World Cup, a Korean referee got confused about how to say her final decision.
After the review, no goal, no offside. No offside. Final decision is goal.
Oh my God. Hell no.
The no is killing me. Was she overwhelmed by the noise from the crowd? Or did she just remember the breakup text she got that morning? I guess we'll never know. But as tough as this might have been for her, it is nothing compared to what happened at number 15. Back in the Brazilian league again, this Santos FC player thought he could bully the linesman when she gave the call against him.
Estava reclamando. Na marcação foi pra. Olha lá. Ele estava reclamando.
Unfortunately for him, he screamed at Pablo Escobar's Brazilian mistress. Nah, I'm just kidding. She's just a referee who can stand up for herself, which cannot be said for the lady at number 14. In a match between Real Madrid women and Athletic Bilbao women, the referee fell like a sack of potatoes when a shot hit her. Damn! Do women hit balls that hard? Or is this referee a little too soft? But for the referee at number 13, hanging out with Ronaldo was a chance she couldn't miss. During a match between Al Nassr and Al Hilal, Ronaldo was furious with the officiating of the female referee. He went as far as asking her to be substituted. But when someone else tried to mess with her, he came to her aid and even picked up her pen for her. That smile. You could tell she enjoyed chatting with the GOAT. This reminds me of another referee who had an encounter with an Arsenal player. In a match between Arsenal and Man City, Arsenal defender Thomas Vermaelen got a little too excited when clearing the ball. For a second, he almost let his intrusive thoughts take over. Thankfully, he composed himself and continued the game. But the moment that comes at number 11 is one of the craziest you'll ever see.
Now this one might surprise you. You see,
while coming on as a substitute, Christian Molinero saw it as a perfect opportunity to show the referee his work tools. And from the way she smiled, you could tell she liked what she saw. But even such a crazy moment couldn't break into our top 10. Still to come is a romantic proposal, a blind referee, and one of the biggest blunders in football history. Before we see those, let's head back to the Brazilian League for another showdown. In a match between Santos and Corinthians, Memphis Depay committed a foul that caught the referee's attention. When she tried talking to him about it, bro started falling in love. But when he tried to hold her by the neck, she quickly gave him an L. Embarrassed by being rejected, Depay went to Neymar for consolation, only to get mocked again. But while this was a fun moment, there was nothing nice about what happened at number 9. During a match in the Argentine lower leagues, Cristian Tironi was unhappy that the referee sent off his goalkeeper. So when he noticed she wasn't looking, he rushed in and sucker punched her. This is so disgusting and cowardly. How do you sucker punch anyone, let alone a woman, and still have the shamelessness to keep fighting? This man should never be allowed close to a football field ever again. The same can be said for the player at number 8. Unhappy with the linesman's decision, this Sao Paulo player tried to bully the female referee. But being from the streets herself, she stood her ground until the main referee broke up the fight. I'll tell you what, if all female referees were like this, maybe the disrespect would have ended a long time ago. However, the referee at number 7 is one of the reasons that might never happen. During a match between the U.S. women's national team and the Lionesses of England, the referee gave a penalty for this, despite the incident happening right in front of her.
Cued perfectly, but almost worked out for them. Lavelle striking almost worked out for them. Lavelle striking the defender. Penalty and ball, no doubt. In the referee's mind there.
Did she forget her glasses? Or was she on medication? Because how else would she have explained this awful decision? Thankfully, VAR intervened and saved her blushes.
Yeah, Lucy Bond's just telling him to get away because VAR will sort this out, and it just hit her backside, didn't it? So there's no point at that.
But if you think this was bad, wait until you see what happens at number 6.
Oh, how could that have happened?
This incident takes us all the way to the Australian League. Montanillo of the Newcastle Jets thought he had doubled his team's lead, but to the shock of everyone in the stadium, the lineswoman flagged offside.
Interesting. Alessi just backed off and Hall sensed the opportunity. He's got him for pace. And now Hall looking for Montagno, who's going to have a tap in. It's going to be 2-0 to the Newcastle Jets. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Offside flag up against Montagno.
Now let's take a look at the replay.
Breaking forward. fantastic opportunity. Montano coming in.
Where on earth did she see offside? Even the commentators couldn't believe what their eyes were seeing.
Oh, how could that have happened?
Instances like this are why women rarely get the opportunity to officiate men's games. But while that might be the case, it's no excuse for what Aguero did at number 5.
You have to take into consideration that if she feels that that was towards her in a threatening manner because she's a woman, then again, there is absolutely no room for it.
During a match between Arsenal and Manchester City, Sergio Aguero was unhappy with the linesman's decision. But instead of just talking, he aggressively grabbed her shoulder. This seemingly simple act drew heavy criticism from the press, with many fans calling for the striker to be punished.
Sergio seemed to put his arm around the lineswoman, and she sort of pushed him away.
Come on, guys. She's the nicest person I ever met in my life, so we can discuss. Take the problems, look the problems in other situations, not in this.
Eventually, no punishment was given, and the matter died naturally. But at number 4, a player crashed into a referee. In another match in the Brazilian League, a player lost control and crashed into a referee and the advertising board. But when you look at the replay, it looks a little too convenient.
Oh my God. Hell no.
This reminds me of Guardiola's episode with a female referee. While trying to complain about something to the 4th official, Pep Guardiola subconsciously put his arm around her neck, but she was having none of it. I don't blame her. He came towards her looking all aggressive, only for him to put his hands on her neck? But the decision that happened at number 2 is one of the biggest blunders in football history. It happened in a World Cup game between Australia and Equatorial Guinea. The Aussies played a cross, which they couldn't convert, but as the ball bounced off the post, the Guinea defender grabbed the ball with her hands before dropping it for the goalkeeper. Wait, what? That didn't go out of play. Surely that must be a penalty. However, the referee was feeling too generous and allowed the play to continue despite all the protests. But now, it's time for the craziest moment involving female referees. Seconds before kickoff, this assistant referee went down on one knee to propose to his colleague. It took her completely by surprise, but she said yes in front of 40,000 passionate fans. May their love for themselves and the beautiful sport never end. Still, women's football is not always this beautiful. Sometimes, things quickly get out of hand. I'm talking about a player dragging her opponent by the hair, and another punching her rival. Click on the next video to see the craziest moments in women's football history.